A lamp, once lit, is never just for one person. A small flame, seemingly only enough to warm a poor hand, but it brings light in the darkness. That light spreads into the deepest corners of our souls. When we hold up the lamp, we see the source of light in our hearts. Like a burning ember, though small, it will reflect into the endless space, illuminating all things. Sometimes we do not need to bring profound lectures or lofty arguments to help others see the way in the darkness. Just open your heart, hold the lamp of love to light up someone. Then that light will not only illuminate them, but also penetrate into the deepest corner of your heart. With the same flame, happiness will bloom twice. Lighting up life is also lighting up your own soul, like a bridge across the rocky terrain of life. And so, day by day, we continue to light up small lamps in the quiet, dark night. No matter how dark the sky is, no matter how tired those bare feet are, the light that spreads is like apricot blossoms blooming on a spring morning. A new life in the soul, never fading. When you enlighten others, that light will shine into your soul, fanning the flame of love that never goes out, joy that shines brighter every day. So, on the long road of life, we are never alone, but there are always lamps lit from hearts in harmony. I find the truth in those simple things. Please light up the lamp to make life brighter, because even when the night has passed, those lights will still remain forever, like the scent of flowers in the breeze, unforgettable. A lamp is not just a light, but a blend of boundless love, a stillness amidst the myriad storms of life. When we offer a lamp, we do not give everything, but give a small part of the boundless greatness of our own heart. That light spreads not only in space, but also in every step we take, reminding us that tolerance is the shortest path to peace. Each of us can become a lamp, so that from the simplest moments of everyday life, we find happiness in sharing. When we light up for someone, our hearts are like fragile petals, welcoming the light from the blue sky, expanding the sky above. It is in that moment that people discover the endless power of compassion. There is no need for flowery words or grand actions. Sometimes just a look, a smile is enough to make the world warm. Buddhism teaches that enlightenment is not only about wisdom, but also about love and compassion, helping us realize that whether we are suffering or happy, we can help others and share the path to happiness. It is in doing the opposite of suffering and lighting up bright lights for others that we reach the pinnacle of true happiness. Remember, every time you light a light, you are not only giving it to others, but you yourself will also see the light reflected, illuminating your soul. No matter who you are, no matter where you go, each step will not be lonely, because perhaps on that path, we have lit immortal lights, lights that do not go out when we have given away love. So do not hesitate to offer a light of love in every step of your life. You will see that path brighter every day, not only for others, but for yourself. And in every light that spreads, that love will connect us all together, from the dark corners of life to the dreams of the future. The light from a lamp, in the deepest sense, is the serenity of a soul that has been cleansed of all worries, a beauty that cannot be seen with the naked eye, but must be touched with the heart. When we light a lamp for others, we help them open another door to happiness, a simple but pure joy. They may not realize it immediately, but somewhere deep in their hearts, that light still shines silently, guiding their steps out of the darkness of anxiety and suffering. At some point, we will realize that the path we take, no matter how rough and bumpy, is never dark, because in every step, every moment of life, we have planted a little light, a little love in this world. The Buddha taught, if our light can shine on someone in a moment of sadness, then in that very moment, we have liberated ourselves. Therefore, we do not need to look for joy far away, when that joy already exists in making others happy. When the light from the lamp is lit for a suffering soul, remember that the light is not only ours, but also the tolerant nature in each person, the loving nature that has been present since we came to this world. And so, we are like stars in the dark night, illuminating not only ourselves, but also all living things. Being enlightened, we ourselves gradually realize that each soul, each lamp of love, has the ability to create a great circle of light. We may just be people passing by each other like a gust of wind, but in each of those moments, if we know how to cherish and share a little love, a little light, then we have contributed to making this life bright and radiant. And then, in the deepest nights, when there is silent pain that no one knows, it is the bright light of compassion that will lead us through the storm to a place of peace and quiet. Let that light never go out. Do not worry about how small the light is, because from the little things, the world will realize a vast sky where the light never stops shining. With love, we will build a beautiful, bright, and hopeful world. Continue to light the path of life, not only for yourself, but for everyone around you. Because happiness is not just for one person, but is something that we all deserve and can share. Each light lit not only helps others find peace, but is also the moment we free ourselves in the eternal light of compassion and love. When we look back at ourselves in the door of light, we will see that the journey of sharing and love is not strange, but is the true path that each of us is always looking for. The lights we light for others are the rays of light that draw bright dreams, leading our steps from darkness to the light of wisdom, of deep understanding of life. All originate from a stillness in the soul, from a simple thought that only when we share light with the world, we will see this life brighten every moment. Those lights do not only burn in every dark room of the outside world, but in the awakening of each heart. The light within us spreads like something magical that we cannot fully explain, can only be felt with all our hearts, with all forgiveness and compassion. At that time, our smallest light is like a sacred temple, lighting up a bright path for those who have lost their way. Love is light. When we give without calculation, love without expectation, each light we give becomes more radiant, because through each light, we not only light up this world, but also light up our own souls. The beauty of love is not receiving, but shining everywhere, like spring rain watering all things, reminding us of simple but sincere things. The light from the light we give to others one day will return to us in a fragile but intense way, leading us to the cool springs of true happiness, like a clear, steady stream of water. Throughout our lives, we only need to remember that the light never goes out when we continue to offer it to the world. Every time we see the difficulties of others, every time you reach out to help, light up someone's light, you have given yourself a little more steadfast faith in the world, in this life. And you will see that as long as you dare to believe in goodness, the light will penetrate every corner. It does not need to be great, but a simple, eternal light, never fading. It is in that giving that we also see ourselves in that light, see our hearts as peaceful as a cool stream in a deep forest, without worry, without fear. If you dare to light the lamp of love for everyone, we believe that even in the darkest night of life, you will always find the way, because the light from a tolerant heart not only illuminates a part of the world, but also illuminates your own path, a long path, full of challenges, but also full of faith and hope. Because that endless light never goes out, it is the life in every heart, always burning, always radiating, forever, enduring. Continue to light that path, not only for the world, but also for your own life. Each lamp lit with compassion and love will be like a bright star in the night, leading not only yourself, but also those who are walking in the darkness towards the light, towards happiness. It is when we feel most exhausted that we need a lamp lit by our own hands, not to light the way, but to illuminate our souls. Lamps can not only illuminate the dark corners out there, but they also light up the dark places in our hearts. We think that we are only helping others, but in fact, in that help, we free ourselves, reach out beyond the constraints, escape the selfishness that reigns in each person. That small lamp, no one sees, no one immediately recognizes, but the light it radiates will always warm the heart of the recipient and the heart of the giver. We are always rushing after meaningless things, looking for happiness in faraway places, forgetting that true happiness and peace lie in each light we offer to others. It is not a material gift that can be measured, but a light from the heart, making all difficulties and hardships suddenly as light as a breeze. We think that we will be brighter when the lights are given away, but we will understand that the light never fades, but is reflected back, not only shining for others, but also for ourselves. When we make others happy, we not only give them fleeting joy, but we ourselves will also find true joy in our hearts. Because when sharing love, our hearts will also bloom, spreading fragrance throughout the path. Buddha taught that in each of us there is a hidden light, and every act of love we do is the activation of that flame. A small light, but when standing firmly in the night sky, is enough to brighten up the whole sky. Let's be that light, not only for ourselves, but also for those we pass by. The light in that love may not be visible to the naked eye, but it will be shown in every breath, in simple smiles, in warm, wordless hugs. And at that moment, you will clearly feel that your path is truly shining. Every light lit for others is the beginning of a cycle of happiness, spreading endlessly and never going out, regardless of the circumstances. It is in those acts of kindness that all walls of pride are broken, and the so-called true happiness will appear in the soul, not in a distant place. Be bold to give light, not just to one person, but to everyone you meet on this path of life. Do not be afraid that the light you light will soon go out, because you will be the one to grasp the light and nurture it forever, with endless love, regardless of the circumstances. One thing is certain, that light will illuminate the whole world, will ease the difficult journeys. When people look at the light, they easily see the appearance, but true light cannot be seen with the eyes alone. We must feel it with the heart. A lamp of compassion not only lights up the steps, but also makes the soul calm down, awaken, and realize all the quintessence that exists within each person. That light may be small and fragile, but every time we ease a pain, share a piece of our heart, it is rekindled and brightens, shining silently and miraculously. As the Buddha taught, true light does not come from the lamp, but from compassion, from giving without expecting anything in return. And the miracle is that when we give away those lamps, not only does this world light up, but our own path in life is also illuminated with a peaceful and self-possessed light. That light not only spreads, but also never goes out. At that moment, we understand that the light does not need to be hasty, does not need to be too big, but only needs to be sincere and tolerant, to be enough to lessen the darkness of the world. That light is never satisfied with selfishness, with the joy of possession. It only appears when we know how to give, when we walk with faith and tolerance, making each step a new journey, not to reach a distant destination, but to enjoy right in the present moment. We can light up the light from a smile, from a greeting, from an anonymous act of help, but full of humanity. And if a light can light up a soul, help them find peace after the storm, then that is truly the most wonderful thing. When people receive light, they do not just receive a simple light, but also receive a vast heart, an eternal connection without borders. We always live in a world that is constantly searching for peace, and when we give a light to someone, It is opening a path for them to escape from their worries and anxieties so that they can enter a new, pure, and peaceful space. Likewise, when you give your light, you not only light up others, but also see yourself through them. Those lights will never fade away, but will forever exist in the eternal truth of love. The lights are not always visible. Sometimes they only shine in the darkness, making the space warmer, making skinny fingers touch dreams. Those lights are the witnesses to human maturity. Light up that path, even if it is just a small light, but then in each of those lights will make each person's soul find absolute peace. Remember, there is no dark path when the heart is open to receive the rays of boundless love. And when we light up for others, our path is lit up in a simple but more powerful way. So, never stop lighting up. Whenever you feel helpless, look at the light you have sown for others, because you will also receive it back, not from that person, but from your own soul. The lights that shine from love will never go out. They spread throughout this world, lessening suffering, warming cold souls, and opening new horizons full of hope and peace. This world cannot lack light, and each of us, when we have lit the light in our hearts, will become an enlightener, not only for ourselves but for a generation, a life that is larger than ever. Each light that we light, even if it is just a small ray of light, is enough to draw bright lines in the dark world. We often think that we can lack, but in fact, it is in that giving that we find a fullness that is never exhausted. Because love is the light that illuminates everything, lightens the burden of anxious hearts, lights up tired journeys. Those lights keep spreading, crossing the boundaries of space and time, expanding tolerance, and connecting souls who find peace in simple breaths. Like a stream that always murmurs down from quiet hills, our light always finds a way to spread, even though no one sees it, even though no one has to repay it. It is simply a gentle push, a small action, but has immense power. We may not immediately see what we have given, but those loving actions are like seeds planted in the ground. Then one day they will bloom in completeness and nature. And at that moment, in that moment, you will realize that you are not only the one who lights up others, but you yourself are also illuminated, surrounded by peace, serenity, the warmth of a free heart. Buddha taught, do good deeds without expecting anything in return, because good deeds will bring good results to yourself. Just like when you light a lamp for someone else, even though you don't see the results immediately, your steps are still steady and gentle in the light of love. Because when you sow good, you also receive good. When you give, you also receive happiness in your heart. Keep giving away bright lamps, lighting up lost souls in this life, lighting up gentle flames for the world, because in that lamp there is not only the radiance of love, but also clarity, awareness, so that we can gradually realize the truth in this life. In the end, each of us will understand that every lamp only shines fully when lit by unconditional love, compassion, and giving without calculation. Because in the light of love, in the act of compassion, we have found the eternal path, the path to true happiness, deep peace, where there is no more hatred, no more worries, but only human love permeating every moment. Let yourself always be the one who lights the lamp, so that when the light from that lamp spreads, you will see a new world, where the heart is open, love is infinite, and every step you take lights up a bright picture full of hope. Each lamp will create a vast ocean of love, illuminating forever the path of the immortal soul.